Welcome to IGSS online training. I'm Mike Torrance from 7 Technologies, Denmark. I'm here to present our SCADA system, IGSS. Lesson 9, Configuring Alarms. The topics in this lesson are the following: predefined alarms, creating alarms, alarm display on diagrams, the alarm list, and the embedded alarm list. Let's look at predefined alarms first. What are predefined alarms? Basically, these are alarms that must not be used in configuring an IGSS system. The reason for this being that the predefined alarms are in fact used by the IGSS system software itself to warn about error conditions occurring from system problems. So alarm number 1 all the way up to alarm number 100 are reserved for system alarm messages. When you begin creating alarm texts in your own configuration, the first alarm number that is offered to you to define an alarm text is the alarm number 101. And as we can see on the slide here, alarm number 100 is the last predefined reserved alarm text. Alarms can be created for analog, digital, counter, and table objects. The alarm text can be created in one of two places: in the Properties dialog box of the object itself, on the Edit Mapping tab, or from the Complete Alarm List, which is accessed in the Definition module in the Edit menu item, and then you choose Alarm Texts. There you have a complete overview of all the alarm texts in your configuration, both predefined and the alarm texts you've created yourself. On the Edit Mapping tab in Definition, the Edit Mapping tab for the object you're configuring, the alarm atom must be selected and an alarm text must be created and mapped to a new alarm number, or selected from the drop-down list under Alarm Details. If you do not remember to do this, you will get an error when you install your configuration, and then you will be asked to go back and correct this error. Alarms with a higher priority number are considered more severe than ones with a lower priority number. Planning of priorities for alarms can be a very helpful instrument in doing filters and creating filters for specific operators who have the responsibility to keep an eye on specific objects or process components in the configuration. You should reserve a specific color for each alarm priority number, again, to draw the attention of the operator to the degree of severity of a particular alarm. As I mentioned before, these priorities can be used very nicely in alarm filters in the alarm list, the active alarm list. Alarms and I/O modes. The alarm atom can be set to local, which means the alarm is not issued from the PLC, but is generated internally in IGSS. The alarm atom can be set to in, which means the alarm bit comes from the PLC into the IGSS system. And the alarm atom can be set to out, which means the alarm bit is sent back to the PLC as operator acknowledgement. Alarm indications on diagrams. We have several possibilities here for indicating an alarm for a particular object. Here we see the Edit Alarm Description dialog box on the Edit Mapping tab on the particular object in question. The alarm color is red, as we see illustrated on the left for Q3, which is in an alarm state. The acknowledge color has been changed to a lighter red. We see the priority is 12. And down at the bottom, we see alarm indication, and this is a setting that's found on the display tab for the object, that we want to display the alarm indication on symbol. The other choices are on name, on value, and then we have another setting called no display in referencing diagram. That's if you have several instances, several displays of the same object. Alarm see-through. This is an illustration of displaying an alarm on a sub-diagram. We're looking at an overview diagram on the right that contain navigational buttons to other diagrams called beverage, dairy, power, refuse disposal, ship automation, wastewater treatment, and recipe. What we're seeing on the button called dairy is the alarm from Q3, which is located on that diagram. This is useful for drawing an operator's attention to the fact that there are some alarms that are being issued from a sub-diagram and that he should probably navigate to the diagram where the alarm occurs to control the process component there. The precondition for using this functionality is that the border around the button dairy has to be set to at least 1 pixel. The default value is 0 pixels. If that is not set to 1 pixel, then the alarm will not come through from the Q3 object on the button dairy. Another feature we have in the IGSS software is called the embedded alarm list. And this is a scaled down version, in fact, of the full alarm list. Its function is to give the operator a quick overview of alarms that are issued from underlying diagrams. The embedded alarm list is usually anchored on an overview diagram. And remember, as soon as you place the embedded alarm list on a diagram, it cannot be moved. Therefore, when you're planning your mimics, you should plan to allocate a place where you can place an embedded alarm list on the diagram without covering other elements that are important to be displayed. And this is what it looks like right underneath. An embedded alarm list with a filter to only show alarms from pump stations. Okay, this can be a diagram, this can be an object name, etc. But this filter ensures that only those types of alarms are showed in the embedded alarm list. The embedded alarm list, from there, the operator can acknowledge an alarm, but he is not able to use the full functionality found in the alarm list itself, the active alarm list itself. Here we have an example of the embedded alarm list on an overview diagram. We're placing the embedded alarm list at the top of the diagram, and we want to make sure that we do not cover these two buttons called Go to Details or Pump Station. So we place it all the way at the top. And then with our filter, we can show alarms coming from the underlying diagram on the pump station. The embedded alarm list tool is found on the drawing toolbar in definition. The icon for the embedded alarm list is the small yellow icon that's encircled with the red circle. You click on it, you drag it onto the diagram where you want to use it, and then a small square appears. You right-click in the square to bring up the Properties menu. Thank you very much for your attention. For more information, go to our website, www.7tdk/IGSS.